2 million, yes, that's a million with an M, monthly visitors on Pinterest. That's what today's video is all about. So I'm interviewing Flavia Andrews. She's the owner of Neat House, Sweet Home, and she turned just the love of organizing her home into her online business. She makes monthly revenue. She has over 10,000 email subscribers and counting, and she loves what she does. So before we dive in, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and if you found this video helpful, drop me a like and a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Let's go ahead and roll that interview. All right, everybody, I am so excited to speak with my good friend Flavia Andrews, who owns Neat House, Sweet Home. Hi, Flavia, how are you?
Good, Stephanie, how are you? I'm so glad to see you again.
Oh, it's so good to talk to you. It's been a while, but life is crazy right now, but it is so good to have you here to talk about your business. So let me just start. I'm going to dive right in because we all want to know exactly, first of all, what do you do and who do you serve? And just tell us a little bit about your business.
So I started Neat House Sweet Home as of 2014 on December. So I would say my blog started on 2015. It's going to be 6 years now. I started as an outlet because I am like very into organizing home and homemaking, but my view is a little more like an analytical view of how to manage a household. So I started like training my mind to work on organizing my home in a system that works for me, not necessarily the way other people teach how to organize your home, how to organize a closet, or how to organize your kitchen. So I started just posting blog posts and just sharing my experience and how I did things, my projects and all that. And all of a sudden, it just turned into this little online business where people was asking me for advice, and I was creating products for them to improve the way they organize their homes. And basically, it was just principles where people could, in some way, organize their thoughts so they can, move on with their day and have like a more enjoyable day. And as of today, it's been great. It's like my full-time job, and that's all I do. And every day I improve processes. Every day I create new products, and every day my audience grows even more. So it's been a great way to express what I really like, my creativity and my analytical thinking. So.
Yeah, awesome. And I know that everyone now is into home organization and just organizing everything in general, especially with the COVID. But you had an Etsy shop for a while. Can you do you still have that?
Yes. And I still have that Etsy shop. And unfortunately, it's been put in the back burner because I cannot stretch myself so thin. And the blog gives me a lot of joy.
Yeah.
I started my Etsy shop. I feel like I was one of the first shops on Etsy in 2011. And
yeah, I'd say you were. That's a long time ago.
Yes, 2011. And it was just like I opened up my Etsy shop on a whim because my son was turning 1 year old, and I decided to craft these little paper goodies for his birthday party. And I said, you know what? This looks so good, and I took a picture, which was horrible. It was horrible. I was so dark, so ugly, but I took the picture and I uploaded it to Etsy. It was my very first product, a little tiny banner, I am one. And I think it was like 2 weeks, and I heard like cha-ching. I was like, oh my goodness, this is real. You can make money online. No way. And I checked and I'm like, okay. So I made that sale, and then it was like the oddest thing. 2 days later, I get a message from that customer, and she says, hey, can you make me another one? But it has to be like this and this and that. So she gave me my first custom order because whatever she has bought first, it was like the way it is, right? And that was my second order from this. It was a repeat customer. It was like, I don't think anybody has like that. Like you have the first sale and then the second sale is the same person.
Yeah,
she hasn't even gotten the product. And then it was just like a snowball effect, right? Then I actually threw the birthday party for my son. It was like I said, it was 2011. And then one of the people that came to the party, she's like, "Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. Can you do my sister's baby shower?" And I'm like, "Sure." And I started making all the goodies for the baby shower. And so I was like working on demand, and everything that I was doing, I was uploading on Etsy. And all of a sudden, it was just started growing. Every listing. And I worked on this until the end of 2014, when I decided like to switch gears, because I was more into the homemaking and all that. But I still have my Etsy shop open. I feel like when Pinterest started taking off, it took away a little bit of that handmade goodies, because people started DIYing more. So, so I lost a lot of customers. I lost a lot of sales. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, I'm not selling any more of this. My graphic design skills were very zero, non-existent. And I just didn't know what to do. But I was like, making shift with different programs and creating like little invitations and all that. Those were selling. People like to just, download and print at home. And I'm like, this is awesome. This is, passive, but not passive, because I still had to customize things for them. But it was like so easy. There was like no resources. I didn't have to go to the craft store. I didn't have to be doing physical stuff. I was just filling out the invitations and emailing them to them. So this to say that I switched gears and I retired everything that was physical, and it's all passive income now on my Etsy. So I should be working on Etsy every day, and I know that I would see so much growth, because that's the way it is, right? The more the products you put out there, the more you are going to be found.
Yes,
it's logic. But like I said, I have the blog too, so one thing or the other. But I have my passive income through Etsy, and I have my passive income through the blog, and I switch back and forth. But right now I'm putting more effort into the blog. Yes.
Yeah, perfect. And speaking of Pinterest, you have really hit some amazing goals on Pinterest. You have hit over 2 million views per month, correct? Per month on Pinterest?
Yes.
And let's dive right into that, because Pinterest is a great way. And I teach all of my students in some of my courses about Pinterest, and we talk about, teach them tailwinds. And let's dive into, first of all, how did you get your Pinterest going, and what do you do now to keep it growing? And, the algorithm is always changing, and do you use tailwind tribes? Let's talk to that a little bit. How did you get to 2 million Pinterest views per month? That's a lot. That's amazing.
I wish I could answer that question, because it does move a little bit. It fluctuates, and sometimes it's 1.8 billion views. Like, what happened? But it is a great number. I have a solid strategy, which is first of all, I am cleaning up all my pins. I'm constantly creating new pins with new images. If they are not my images that I take of my projects, my home organization projects or my DIY projects, I always go for beautiful, clear stock images, and I pay for that. I pay monthly, and it's one of the expenses that I would never set aside.
Right,
because Pinterest is a visual search engine. They are tired of seeing the same images over and over again. So I feel like the success, it lies on that, on good images that are a good representation of what the message you want to convey, with very clear, I would say a little bit clickbaity title, but not so cheesy. Yeah. I don't like gimmicky stuff either. I like, very clean. If you go on my blog, you see that everything is very clean and neat, and obviously the tailwind tribes help a lot. I have a tribe myself that I founded, I would say maybe 2017, and it's by invitation only, and I started handpicking people that is in my niche, that could be, you know, give me or supply the tribe with good content that is related to what I create, and that I could also, you know, provide them with content that they could share because it's relevant to what they do also.
And so, how much effort does that take to actually, like, do you have an assistant that helps you with maintaining the Tailwind tribes? And because that takes a lot to maintain something like that of that size.
Yes, I do not. Yes to that. Yes, no, I don't have an assistant. I am the CEO, the COO, the
CFO, the dishwasher, the cleaner,
all of it.
Everything. I get it. I know.
Yeah, I do everything.
Because a lot of people out there watching that are going to be watching this, they are the solo entrepreneurs, the solopreneurs of their business. And it's okay. You don't always have to have an assistant doing everything, but you being an organized, this is your whole vibe, you must have some type of system. Can you talk about,
exactly.
Yeah. Can you talk about just a little bit like how you actually started the tribe? How long did it take to take off? How many like months do you say that would, you know, what did you have to do every single month? Invite people? Can you just talk a little bit about that?
Yes. So I opened up the tribe, and I think at the time I had only, I'm going to say 10,000 followers on Pinterest. I do not look at that number much, even though it's one of my highest numbers in following. But I feel like I said, it's more about the quality and the people that is following. The people is really interested, right? Than anything else. So I would say it took me about 6 months to build like a hefty, nice tribe of people that really share good content. In the beginning, I think in the beginning, I had it open to the public. So people will ask me, can I join? Can I join? So I would just check and see if they fit my, you know, the requirements, what I wanted.
Yes, right.
And I would approve. And that if that person didn't share for a while, or if that person was scamming or putting something, no regrets, kick them out of the tribe.
Yeah.
No problem.
I think that's important. I think that's important to make sure, because they're like the dead weight, and you want that fully engaged tribe that is going to be active, because there's a lot of dead tribes out there.
Yeah, exactly. So I actually stopped. I'm not inviting anybody, and I'm not letting anybody come in, because I feel like we're a solid group that is sharing good stuff, and it does help me a lot. Now, how do I organize that? I do my Tailwind once a week, usually Sunday mornings.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I know why, because it's the day where you just like have no schedule, but I actually, in my schedule, I do. Now that I'm having my coffee, I'm going to do my Tailwind. And I would say in 45 minutes, I knock everything out. I will go, I have the Tailwind Chrome extension, and I will go on my blog, and I will find stuff that I have not shared in a while, and I will click the schedule, and I will go to the tribes. And then after I do that, I will go, you know how the tribes organize the people by how much have they shared?
Yes.
Like, you know, in that order. Yeah. So I would see how people is performing and what they're sharing and who has shared my stuff. And I return the favor. It's not that I am like, oh, you shared my stuff. Now I'm going to return the favor. Like, you are actually doing your homework, right? So I will go and I will reshare their stuff. So, and then I do that once a week. And that's my tribe, but I also belong to other people's tribes.
Sure.
And I don't remember exactly what package I'm in with Tailwind, because depending on how much you pay, I'm in the basic. I think it's only a maximum of 10 tribes or less.
Yes, something like that.
But I never, like, if somebody invites me to a tribe, or I see a tribe I would like to belong to, I always weed one that is not converting well.
Exactly.
You just look at the analytics.
You always want to go to the highest converting tribes. Just get rid of those dead tribes. And if you do that over time, you're going to have all those tribes that are really working for you. Yeah. And so when you're driving everybody right to your blog, or are you driving people to like Amazon products? Tell me about that. Like, how are you monetizing?
Well, I haven't been too good in affiliate images on Pinterest, and it's totally acceptable. I think it is, right? Still, that you can do affiliate links on.
I believe Pinterest. You can. Yeah.
Yeah. I have not, like I said, I don't like to stretch myself too thin, and I have always been a little like scatterbrain, and I have tried to do too many things at the same time, and I know that's
a little creator.
Right, and I know that that's a good possibility, like it's there, but because I have so many good blog posts that actually bring me revenue, affiliate revenue, I would rather kill two birds with one stone and send them, half the traffic to my blog.
Yes.
And then not only that, but I do want to sell the stuff that I talk about and that I use.
Yeah.
Right. You want to be as genuine as possible.
Sure.
So I have a baby shower blog post that every time I see my Amazon affiliates, that's all people buy, all those baby shower decorations. And then I have this how to organize your pots and pans in your kitchen cabinet. Everybody, well, I say everybody, but everybody that lands there, I can see that they click on my Amazon links, because when I look at my Amazon analytics, I see that they're buying that stuff. Like, I would never see, every now and then you'll see something very random on my Amazon, like, oh, why did they bought that? Like,
yeah.
Right?
Because you get, when you're an affiliate for Amazon, if you don't know, guys, you actually get, when they click your link, it doesn't matter if they buy one thing and they go off to different tangents and buy a whole bedroom set. You get the commission from that entire shop.
Exactly.
Which is amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is amazing. So I was actually looking at my Amazon affiliates yesterday, and I said, wow, this is like high compared to like my total last month. Like I already still, like yesterday was the 23rd. So it's like, 7 days left on the month, and I already surpassed the commissions that I made last month. What did they buy? So I started looking. It's like, oh yeah, the pots and pans rack. Oh yeah, the pots and pans rack. Oh yeah, the baby shower banner. Oh yeah, and then it's like sticky notes, and I'm like, I don't have this link. I clicked on it. That was actually, it made me $10. They bought $250 in sticky notes. I said it had to be a tea. I was like, what?
Sticky notes.
Like, I was like, why? Somebody has more sticky notes than me. That is like odd. It was like $251. They bought 18 packages of 12 sticky notes.
Yeah.
So it had to be an office, somebody, and it was like $250.
Yeah.
And then it was $10 in commission, and I was like, wow, that's awesome, So yeah, excuse me. This to say, it doesn't matter if it's a different product. If you don't have a link, you'll still get the commission.
Exactly. Yes. It's a beautiful thing, guys. If you're not affiliate, you can make money without even really having your own product. So, but now let's talk about monetization. So you're basically monetizing your blog. That is really your main source. You are going to be coming up with a new, your product, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. But let's just go back to monetization. So I remember when were you with Google Adsense monetizing your blog, and then you got switched over to the coveted, where are you at?
Mediavine.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So for those of you that don't know about how you can monetize your blog, well, you can monetize your blog with ads. And most people start out with Adsense. That's like when you don't need that many views on your blog. And then when you grow and you become like the real thing, you get the coveted Mediavine.
Yes, I know.
And how have they been? Like, tell me about that. How much is your income grown since being on Adsense as opposed to Mediavine? Not even.
I don't have the percentage like offhand, but I know the numbers because I have written this on my blog. My first year where I had like a solid ad income from my blog was $176 the entire year.
Oh wait, we're losing. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, So then I moved on. Before I jumped into Mediavine, I went into Monumetric. I think they still exist as a company, and they didn't have their requirement, like the eligibility wasn't as many. I think they use users instead of page views. Their number that they need is the users, the monthly users that come to your blog. So when I first started with Monumetric, this was a totally game changer. And then I think that year I made $10,000.
Just from advertising on your blog.
Yes, no, that was total. 10,000 was total income, but I think like 6,000 was ads, and then the other 4,000 was with affiliate revenue. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And now with Mediavine, it is a little harder to get in. You need to have a minimum of 25,000 users a month. And I've been with Mediavine for 2 years. The anniversary was actually last week. And Mediavine it's hands down one of the best after I went for Adsense and Monumental. But it's a curve. I mean, you got to go through these so you learn and you appreciate, and you basically learn how to handle the ads on your blog. And with Mediavine, it's great. Their RPM, which is the revenue per 1,000 impressions, it's very high. And
so
even if I don't have as many,
right?
Even if I don't have as many page views, we were talking earlier off the record. We were talking how Pinterest traffic has dropped. Thankfully, I'm still getting that passive income through the ads because of the high RPM, the revenue per 1,000. So even if I don't make 1,000, like let's say 2 days ago it was $44 per 1,000 page views.
Right.
And I think I only had 500 page views, which is like unheard of. It's one of my lowest.
We talked about the election. Yeah, the election, guys. Right now we're in 2 weeks before the election, and everybody's businesses are kind of really quiet right now, no matter what you're doing. It seems like in general, now we're not talking about the anomalies, but in general, people's businesses are a little quiet right now. So we were discussing that before we popped on.
Yes, but by having a good ad system in place, you can offset all those things, And like I said, on that area, the ads are paying more because there's more political ads and all that. So like I said, it's $44 or $40 for 1,000. So even if I only have 500, that day I made my $20, which doesn't sound like much, but in a month it amounts to almost $600, right?
Exactly, from just one source of revenue. So it's
one source of revenue and doing nothing.
Yes, doing nothing, just for doing all the work for years and years and years.
And that's why,
and I tell all of my students as well, and everybody, we all want to earn money like right away. And I remember when I started, like when I made my first like $20, then my first $97 course sale. And it's like, it's all of a sudden, it just starts to snowball. And this takes, sometimes years of work to earn all this passive income. And speaking of passive income, let's just talk about, before we get into your product, and then we're going to just wind down because I don't want to take up too much of your time, but let's just talk about, I know, because we could talk all day, right? I want to talk about, first of all, when you get people to pay you for sponsored products, let's talk about that for a moment. A company reaches out to you and says, "Hey, Flavia, I love your blog. I'd like to pay you or do an exchange for products." Can you just talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So when I first started, you follow like these step-by-step process when you open up a blog, and one of the things was like, you gotta apply for all these networks that connect you with brands. And I'm like, okay, awesome. It doesn't cost a thing to apply for networks.
And what network is that, if you don't mind telling everybody that?
Oh yeah, there's many of them. There's socialfabric.us. I suppose that's still there. They sometimes they change name, they buy one another, but I can maybe send you notes whenever if you want to share them.
Sure, that'd be
your
great
audience.
for our audience. They probably want to know exactly, because I'm actually not a part of a network. I actually have companies sometimes reaching out to me. I mean, that's not my main thing, but they'll be like, hey, I love your YouTube channel. Can you check out this product? Or we'll give you a free year of this, or, you get paid or whatever. Like, how do people now are reaching out to you?
It could happen either way. Like in my case, I joined the network so I could have the opportunity to apply for a sponsor opportunity. So you would go on the dashboard, whether it's Social Fabric, there's one called the Sway Group, there's one called Social Influence, I think, or like I said, I don't think of them. I'll send you that list, but you sign up for free to these networks, and then you will find campaigns that align with what you want to share. So whether it's food, whether it's home goods, gardening, beauty, you will choose. They have a long list there. And then just one random day, I said, I'm going to apply for this one. It's Yankee candles. I love home decor. I love, making my house clean and smell good. And it was, I didn't have much of an audience. This was 2016. And I was picked. And it was like, do you think I don't have any experience? Like, they will see she's brand new. She has never done anything. But I was picked by Yankee Candle and Walmart to do this.
That's amazing. And guys, you have to just put yourself out there, even if you're new. A lot of people are so afraid to put themselves out there because they don't have experience or they don't have but
how are you going to get the experience if you don't? You need your first gig to say, I have experience. I did this.
Yeah.
So that happened, and then it's just like I kept applying. Like, okay, now I have the Yankee Candle campaign under my wing. That was $300 for one blog post. I was like over the moon. I get to go shop, buy a candle, and decorate my home, and I get paid for this.
Yeah.
So I did that.
Yeah.
I did that, and then I kept applying. Social Fabric was Clever. It's another one.
Okay.
Clever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or realclever.com. But I'll look it up too. And then I just kept applying. And then once you have this portfolio under your wing, that's it. They'll find you.
Yes.
They will email you and they will say, and then you'll decide if it aligns with what you want to share, if it's worth your time and your effort, because you got to give yourself. I know that you want to make money. I know that you want to be out there, but you also have to think if you want to genuinely share these products. I've been approached by companies with beauty products, with CBD products. Like,
you got to
that's
stay
not
in your
aligned
lane.
with me.
Stay in the lane.
Doesn't align with me. And the more focus I set on my niche and on my audience, the better it is.
That's the best advice ever, because many people, many entrepreneurs are just trying to do something to get traction, and they don't give anything long enough to get that traction. So that is the best advice. Seriously. Yeah. So you can keep applying. You can keep. With COVID, I noticed a big, drop in campaigns. Or at least there was no campaign that I could apply that I felt compelled, like, oh, yes, I want to do this. So I kind of put it in the back burner, but I do get emails once a week for somebody saying, you want to do this, you want to do that. And then a big word of advice. It's great to get free products. It's great to do only if they align with what you do. Yeah, you have to, or else you're not going to stand out from the sea. You've got to be really specific and focused nowadays, so people can really have something tangible to say, oh, this girl does this, instead of, oh, wait, is she a beauty? Is she a homemaker? Is she a, what is she doing?
You don't want to confuse people. You want to say, oh yeah, that's the girl that's home organization. That's
exactly.
It,
Yeah, you got to align yourself with your niche and just stay in your lane and do it for a while. Yeah, excellent. So we're going to wind down, but you have a new product, your first product coming out. Can you tell us about that?
I can tell you about it. I can't tell you too much.
That's fine. Just tell us, like, how is it a product that you're actually like trademark or copywriting, trademarking, or something like that?
I'm looking to trademark it, yes, because I feel like it's gonna revolutionize the way housewives look at their homes and the way they organize. I feel like you said,
Shark Tank.
But I will get to that once I launch it and I see. Obviously, I have the feedback of my customers. It is. I'm going to launch a home organization system, but it's something you've never imagined that it would be this way.
Yeah, well, you need licensing, not license. Well, you could do licensing. I actually talked to you about that after we hang up. I actually took a licensing because I was licensing one of my products, and of course, I got a little bit like scattered all over the place. But yeah, it's actually really cool. So we'll talk about like that after we get off. But tell me, like, it's about.
So the product itself, it's going to be a course.
It's going to be what?
Sorry, I lost you for a second. It's going to be a course.
Oh, okay, got you.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, so it's not a physical.
It's not going to be a. It's not going to be a physical product.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
But more of the whole way that people can. Oh, I can't wait. So you're going to definitely have to give us that link when you get it, when it's ready to launch. We'll put it in this video. I'm going to put this video up on YouTube and my blog. My blog, and also my tribe. So you guys definitely. Flavia is an amazing woman, a trustworthy woman that has been doing this for a long time. I can totally vouch for everything, who she is as a person. So I can't wait to see what.
Thank you.
This I actually might. I'm probably going to need to take this because I'm.
Well, with COVID, it's been it's becoming a lifestyle. Like, oh, well, now I'm home. This looks ugly. This is dirty. I want to change this. I want to change that. So you kind of, have to take advantage of those moments to work on something that not only will benefit people, but will benefit you in other ways.
Yeah, it's about right now. It's about, I came up in 1 year, I have 5 online courses now in 1 year serving different markets. Yeah. And it's just from like one thing happened and then people needed help with something else. And then I have like a lot of different things going on. So I just made everything into like helping other people through, diving into courses, and it's been great. So.
Right. And that is the beauty of the online marketing and the online businesses, is that you're in constant communication with your customers. It's not like I bought something from a company that shipped it to me and that's it. Yeah. You're in constant communication. You're exchanging emails, newsletters. You're talking to them. You're Zooming with them. And then with the feedback, you get new ideas. You're like, oh, there's a new problem I should be solving. There's a new transformation I should be giving to my customers. And it's just like you said, it just snowballs, and then you start developing more and more. I mean, my blog started because I was like, I think I'm gonna show people how to do these like with this template because it really works for me. And I shared that little template, and it was like how to organize your home on paper first. And then it just snowballed to now I'm gonna
the big idea.
My first online teaching course. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait till it comes out. So we are going to actually wind down and just, could you give one piece of advice to everyone that's listening that wants to start their online creative business, blog, Etsy shop? Just like one, it doesn't have to be anything like profound, but something that really is helping you to, get past
I'm going to tell you, and it is going to sound profound. I consider myself that charcoal that stuck to its job to become a diamond. I have never given up. I have had so many setbacks in my blog, in my personal life, and it's like so many things because it is a roller coaster. Now with COVID, and I just keep my mind on my why and my goal. Yeah. And I know that there's going to be good days, bad days, good years, bad years. And I just keep going because I know that it only makes me stronger and it only makes my business bigger. And I will only get to, it's not about like the big success. Like it's like a goal. I'm successful now, and then you drop it. You keep working and you keep working. So it's life. I feel life and online business is made of little chunks of small successes. Yeah. So I take it day by day. And if a day is no good, I know that working harder is not going to hurt me. Yeah. Like right now, I'm working on the course and I'm doing all these outlines, right? and how I'm going to do every week and every step and every title and every slide that I'm going to make. I'm thinking like, oh God, all this work.
Yeah.
I have to launch this. It's gotta work, because I don't want to feel like I'm working for nothing, but you will never know if you don't put it out there. So just stick to your job. That's my advice. You have to become that coal that one day you are going to become that diamond. That is my motto. I'm gonna trademark that motto.
I like that. I like that. So listen up, guys. You never, never, never give up. It's so true. And I know sometimes it sounds cliche, but honestly, it's really how it sorts the people that are the wanters and the people that are actually really serious about, you know, staying and having staying power online. So anyway, thank you so much, Flavia. It's been such a pleasure. And thank you for sharing your story, your tips, you know, everything, your inspiration. And I wish you the best. We'll leave all the links below, guys. Make sure you subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube for more tips and strategies and inspiration on Business Chic Mama. So I'll see you guys later. And thanks again, Flavia.
Thank you, Stephanie.